Well, and I would say we have to just accept that we already are disenfranchised with our devices, right? We are coming into a world where you're not going to have the option of buying a disconnected car or appliances, right? And the terms of service will say you have to share your information or this thing won't work. We'll brick it, right? We've now lost control over this data, and so at this point, it's not responsible to put the burden on the individual. For systemic change, it is going to have to come from the companies and the government. And I don't say that lightly. It really concerns me because there are serious surveillance or access to information issues involved, right, when the government or you're making some systematic changes. But I think that's just how we have to honestly deal with the problem. You know, individuals are never going to be able to control dozens of devices with different rules that were not even made to be durable in the long term, right? You paid $20 for this internet camera and you expect to have it for 6 months or a year. How much do you expect people to be invested in this thing?
One of the things that's come out in recent discussions about Russian tampering is, you know, you've got Facebook before Congress. You will have Twitter and Google before Congress. And there is a discussion about the responsibility of these companies I mean, if you want to fix the security of the average user, you fix it at Facebook, you fix it at Google, you fix it at Twitter. You start there. And we are having a discussion about the responsibility of Facebook for policing Russian advertisements on its site. But why can't that discussion be larger that says, why can't Twitter have a functional two-factor authentication, right? How can we make it harder for these tools that everybody uses and that really are the infrastructure of our digital world? That's where you need to fix it. And we're now having that discussion because of the Russian stuff. Let's have the broader discussion about how to ensure that the security is there for the simple tools that everyone uses.
So we've come full circle on security and privacy by design, right? Because we have to start having that conversation at that level. Look, we're in there's a paradox that goes on here. You know, we want openness, we want access, we want convenience at the same time. We want security, we want safety, and we want privacy. We live in a world here where as our interconnectedness grows, the public and private sectors are more and more dependent and interdependent upon one another. So I think to Michelle's point, it's going to require to have business at the table and government at the table, but we haven't gotten to the point, I mean, we're talking big strategies, but we haven't gotten to the point where we're addressing each of these issues very systematically. And I think that's part of the challenge that we have as we all play catch up.
Yeah, and also I want, when I'm driving down Interstate 10 and there's not a stop, I want my Whataburger delivered to my car from a drone. Right?
That's right through the sunroof.
So you know, we should still embrace the opportunities we have, but we have to be able to continue to manage these.
Right, but I mean, the thing about going after Google and Facebook is their margins are huge. They're richer than God. And so if you can't get Google to be able to update an Android phone, you're never going to fix the problem because they have the margins to do it. Your drone manufacturer in Texas doesn't.
I mean, how